Hello, and thanks for coming to our poster about the framed-induced position shift. We did an online experiment with this illusion, which works like this. If you flash two dots on the same position, here I'm showing them with a vertical offset, and you put them in a frame that moves, and then you flash the dots at the extremes of the movements. For example, if the frame's to the left, we flash the blue dot, and if it's to the right, we flash the red dot. Then you perceive this horizontal offset between the two dots. In the online experiment, we then asked people to use their mouse to move two reference dots so that they were in the position that they also perceived them to be flashed at in the frame. All right, so if you want to check that the stimulus indeed gives that percept, you can check a YouTube demo that I linked in a PDF version of this poster. Now, because it was an online experiment, not everybody may understand the instructions or have the proper equipment. So we used a couple of criteria by which we included certain participants and excluded others. We also had people self-calibrate their setup. So with two measurements. First, we had them put a credit card onto the screen and then indicate the size of the credit card by putting a rectangle around it. And that allows us to say how large the stimuli were on their screen. And we also had them use a tape measure to indicate the distance between the bridge of their nose and the center of the screen. All right, so how did people perceive the illusion? To express the illusion strength, we take the perceived distance, or the distance that they indicated between the dots, as a percentage of frame size, and we plot that over the frame movement also as a percentage of frame size. All right, so, and we can move the frame with a constant velocity at different movement amplitudes, and then we get this almost linear function. And we can move it with a constant period and change the velocity, and we get the same function, more or less. And within our fairly large sample of 141 participants, we see that this is very close to a unit line. That means almost all of the frame movement gets translated into an illusory offset. In this condition with vertically aligned dots, so unlike in the example here, they are actually flashed on the exact same spot on the screen. You get 97% of the frame movement being translated to illusion. We also had actually the same stimuli that I used for the example here with vertically offset dots, but fewer trials in those. So here's also a unit line for that graph. Now we have only 111 participants, and we do get a linear function for this version of the illusion as well, both for constant velocity and period, but the illusion is slightly weaker. I think it's 92% in this case. All right, now the problem with running online experiments in vision science is that actually the size of the stimuli, the degrees visual angle that is obtained, is fairly important and can ruin some effects even. So we wanted to see if this matters here. Effective stimulus size. So now, because we're looking only at the people that give us a reliable self-calibration measure, self-reported, we only have 59 participants. And we take the size that the frame subtends in degrees visual angle, and over this we plot the illusion strength, but now we take the slope of all the illusion strength in the vertically aligned dot condition. So we draw a line through their data, get the slope, and plot that here. So we get one dot for every participant. Now for reference, this is the unit line here with slope 1. That would be if people have 100% illusion strength, they would be on this line. So here are the individual dots with one person that has less than 5% illusion strength, but everybody else is in between like a third to 200% And here's a regression, so you don't really see an effect. Basically, it's flat. So that's great. This means that frame-induced position shifts, the dissolution works online, but also it's robust against how large the stimulus really is. Okay, that's what I have to say for now. I would love to talk to you. And if you want to know more, you can check out our preprint, NoSF repository, or you can contact me. Enjoy VSS.